everyone, my name is Marie and this is my good friend Irie, and today we're going to talk to you about splitboarding. So we're going to give you some basic knowledge about the gear, we're going to go over some technique and tips, and also we're going to cover some avalanche safety. So I've been splitboarding for about 10 years. What about you, Irie?
This is my second year splitboarding, but I just finished my AST1, AST2, and my wilderness first aid.
Awesome. So this is good to know. First of all, you always want to go with somebody who has experience, and you also want to take the courses to give you all the safety information that you need to be out there. So first of all, you want to check the weather before you're heading out. You want to check the avalanche bulletin and forecast, and you want to make a plan. You want to talk about the area you're going and think about all the hazards you might run into and knowing how to manage them. So, for example, things to be aware of that are red flags are natural avalanches. This is a good sign of snow instability and you should be mindful of those. If you see weather changes, so new snow, high winds, temperature changing quickly, like getting warmer, so this is going to bring some higher risk. Let's talk about gear. So here are the beautiful Splitboards, and we're going to take a look at the basic components. If I take my binding off, here you have the interface of the binding. This is the Karakoram system. We both have that system. You can also get the Voiley puck system. This is what attaches your binding to the board. Also here you have your nose and tail clips, and these are extra hooks that keep your board together. So now let's go through the motion of going into touring mode. First of all, you're gonna want to take your bindings off. So unclip this. On this Karakoram bindings, this is the motion, it's through the heel cup. From here, you want to unclip nose, tail clips, and the hooks, which now splits your board into two. And usually what I do is I change them right away so I'm not confused. It's important to remember that you want the middle edge of your board on the outside once you're in touring mode. Be mindful that once you put your binding on, you want your ratchets on the outside of the board so that when you're in touring mode, they don't bang into each other. So make sure you pay attention to that. So I know that this binding is going to go here and this one there. Clip it in like this, super easy. And now we're in touring mode. We just need skins. Usually I like to do that standing up so that we can avoid as much snow as possible getting on your skins, which in that case is really important because when you get snow on your skins, they stop sticking. So you want to make sure you put the right skin on the right ski, and usually I start with the nose and pull your skin apart. If you have good skins, they might be hard to take apart, but that means they will stick really well. Also, when you get your skins, these are Arbor skins and they're awesome. They go really fast downhill and they have good grip uphill and they stick really well. So these are things I really appreciate and look for in skins. You have the nose clip, and this is the tail clip, which is adjustable. So let's say you switch your board, you can make it longer reaching or shorter. So for example, here as you can see, this is a bit too long. So all you gotta do is bring that little band closer, a couple notches, and then this fits your board quite a bit better so that tail clip won't come off. You're in business! When you're skinning, remember to glide as much as possible. Let the skins do the work for you and conserve energy by gliding your steps instead of lifting your feet up. Let's go over the kick turn technique. So what I do usually when I come to a turn, just so you know, the steeper, the harder it gets, but once you have it down, there's no problem. So first of all, I try to put my right foot far up so that I have a lot of room to do my turn. Once this foot is strong and solid and also perpendicular to the slope as much as possible, just make sure your ski is not uphill so you don't slide backwards. Then I transfer my weight to here and I switch this left ski also perpendicular to the slope. Once this is solid, I put my weight onto this foot, and this is where the magic happens. This is where you do the kick with your right foot, which brings the tip of your ski up and allows you to spin it over the snow and onto the track. We're now transitioning back into riding mode. And one thing I want to bring your attention to is taking good care of your skins. So first of all, I want to make sure I put the least amount of snow as possible on it. And usually, if you have a lot of snow, you'll notice that you might be in trouble because that means you can't tour and go forward or anything. So that's really important. And a lot of people when they're learning don't really know how to take care of their skins. If you end up with a lot of snow on your skins, this is a really good trick. You grab your skin like that and you run it along your edges. So that should get rid of all the snow accumulated there. You can do it like this and to the full length if necessary. Like that. And if it's really bad, another good trick is to fold them either in 2 or in 4. Like this is folded in 4, this is in 2. And roll them together. And if they're really iced up, put them in your jacket during your next run. So that at the end of that run, they'll be all warmed up and hopefully de-iced for the next time you're in touring mode. Now putting the board back together, I usually shake it off so I get all the snow, as much snow as possible off of the board. And then you want to make sure that there's no ice buildup along your edges here or in these bindings parts where it connects. Make sure your hooks are open. And usually I use the side of my body like that to bring it together and slide it into one. Like that, hooks, clips. There you go. And then bindings go right in. Another important feature that you will see on most Splitboard bindings is the Highback walking or riding mode. So right now, this is in riding mode. So you see how the Highback is a bit forward and you can adjust the forward lean. If I twist this, I'm going into walking mode, and this allows for more angle, and which means that you have a bigger stride when you're walking. So that will really help your way up and allow you to have forward lean if you want on the way down. Heading out in the backcountry is really fun, but you need to make sure you have all the right gear, just for your own safety, safety of others, and if you have things breaking down, it's gonna really help you get out of the backcountry safely. To do it safely, we need a lot of gear, and all of it is important. So let's go through it all. First of all, you always want to have a shell that's not insulated and that's waterproof. So that's really good to have. Let's say you're hiking up and it's snowing, so at least you have that and you're not getting too hot. This is extra layers, insulating layers, so that's great for, let's say there's an incident and you need to get someone else warm, or if you're staying the night, you always want to have these as extras and if it gets cold. Helmet, water, snacks, really important. Good eyewear, sunscreen, your poles. On the safety side, I always bring a headlamp because you never know, so many times the days are shorter than you thought, or you take way longer than you thought and you end up getting out in the dark. I have a little Leatherman with pliers and other extra tools that can become really handy. I have these tools, which is my favorite. So there's a screwdriver, 2 different ends, an Allen key, and have 2 different Allen keys of different size. It's important to know what your bindings require. Everything on there that can break, I have a tool that can fix it. Not included in here is extra screws. Extra screws, extra ratchets, and ladders. If you're going on a longer mission where you're out and about, like far, I really recommend having those in your pack. A knife, extra batteries. This is good for your beacon, for your headlamps. I have always extra duct tape. As you can see, I have two kinds. And some people roll it around their poles too, just so it takes less room, I don't know. A lighter, candle, zip ties. I need a few more of these. Those are really handy. Rope. It's good to have sometimes also a little metal wire. So those can be really useful at times. On the medical side, I have a little bit of tape and bandages. Ski straps are really good. I usually have two of those. Irie, on your pack, you have two included, which is awesome. And these are really handy for all kinds of things. Breaks, rescue. If your skins are coming off and not sticking, you can wrap your skins with it. So that's really helpful. A mini InReach. So this is a GPS device. So if anything happens and we're in the mountains where there's no reception, this allows us to call search and rescue and get rescue team out there. So this is really important also, because if something bad happens and you don't have phone service, you really want to make sure that you have access to people coming to help you. Last but not least, Avalanche Safety tools. So we have the shovel and know how to put it together efficiently, probe, and beacon. So this is essential 3 parts of avalanche rescue. And practice, practice, practice. We couldn't go over everything today about the backcountry and safety, so I highly recommend taking a course so you get more familiar with everything and do the right thing to keep yourself safe and your crew.